Alright, just gonna get set up here, calibrations, everything else. Lighting in my apartment is a bit weird, so if you see that, just ignore that. My place is a bit of a mess at the moment. I only got back from Normandy yesterday, so... Also, my voice is not fully there yet, so... Let's see. Don't know if you'll be around when this begins, but hope you're doing well over shit. You're very excited? We're all excited now, to be honest. We're all super excited. So, yeah, we're gonna get started in about 13 minutes. I'm just taking this time to just get ready and just get everything sorted out. So, I suppose I'll explain what I've been doing recently. Just getting warmed up. You know me, I always get warmed up. So, let's see here. Yeah, that's fine. Fine. Oh, no, I don't want you to do that. I want you to do that. There you go. So, I went on a motorcycle trip last Saturday. So I took a ferry from Dublin to Cherbourg in France, in the Normandy region, and I explored the entirety of Normandy. So I'll actually show you on the map. Had a great time, to be honest. Great experience. Loved it. So let's pull this up here. So yeah, I took a ferry from Dublin all the way around, and it landed in Cherbourg. The ferry was about 22 hours, so not too bad. And yeah, so this is the Normandy region. Most people know Normandy by the beach, but it's actually a region, so it's that. So I explored a lot of this. So I started in Cherbourg, headed to Les Pieux on my first night, headed down to around here for camping, then continued headed down to Mont Saint Michel. Great view there. I loved that. I'd have to say I really liked that. From there, I decided to head up to Caen. So famous town / city from World War II. There's also a big museum, the Memorial de Caen. It was powerful going there, to be honest. Seeing the scenery there, the relics of World War II, it was amazing. I didn't see this. That wasn't there when I was there. Yeah, I saw the Shermans and stuff like that. I saw also the planes that the 101st Airborne jumped out of. But yeah, essentially after Caen, then I went to Sword Beach, which is around here. Then I went all the way up all the beaches of the Battle of Normandy. So I went to Sword Beach, I went to Juno, I went to Gold, then I went to Utah, and then I went to Omaha, rather, and then went to Utah. So I explored all of those beaches and all the museums and the fortifications and all of the Atlantic Wall and everything else in between. Amazing trip, I have to say. It's an experience that will stay with me, to be honest. I ended it on Sunday. Sunday. So on Sunday, I left around Saint-Mère-Église and I headed back up to Cherbourg, took my ferry, and my ferry came back here to Dublin yesterday afternoon. So that marked my entire trip. Now, the thing was, a few days before I actually left for this trip, I actually started getting sick, and then I got better. And then when I got on the ferry, I suddenly felt really sick. And then for the rest of this entire trip, I was sick. So I persevered through the entire thing. I was determined not to have it wreck my trip. But I was sick throughout the entire thing. I think it's a bacterial sinus infection. So I still need to go to a doctor. It's Paddy's Day, so I wasn't going to go to a doctor today. Maybe I'll go tomorrow. I still feel it a bit, but I'm getting there. But it was a great trip. I actually vlogged the entire thing. I'm uploading it onto a different channel, so I'll probably share that when it's done. But other than that, that's what I've been doing. And I was away for the live letter, so I was actually sitting in the campsite at the time, so I didn't get a chance to see the live letter. So I haven't actually viewed it yet either. I saved it for this stream, so I think I'm going to view that today. So we'll go through the live letter for a little bit from a lore perspective. It's uploaded here somewhere, isn't it? So they, let's see. Final Fantasy 14. Oh, there's a Dune. Oh, the Dune Part 3 trailer came out. Oh, interesting. Let's see. That's the one. There we go. So, yeah, we'll view that. What type of motorcycle do I have? I'll show you. I'll show you my motorcycle. Hang on. I took plenty of pictures on this trip, so I'll show you my darling, my lovely, my cub. Where are you, my darling? Where's all my photos stored? Just when you want a photo of your bike, you can't find a photo of your bike. Where are you? Okay, hang on. Sorry, I'm still sorting through all of my footage and all of my pictures, so most of my pictures of the bike are actually footage. Ah, there's one. Okay. So this is my bike. It's a Honda CT125. It's also known as the Honda Trail in the US. It's also known by the nickname Hunter Cub. So, amazing machine. I had to say, I love this thing to bits. So I traveled the entirety of Normandy on this bike. Logged a few thousand miles on it. And loved every minute. So, I'll be taking another trip on it very soon, which I'll be announcing on this channel as well. Very significant trip, mind you. It's an amazing bike. It's a crotch pocket rocket. Now, to be honest, it's a 125. It doesn't go that fast, but the thing I love about this bike is it's very high torque. So it's capable of on-road and off-road. So it'll actually go anywhere I need it to go, which is exactly why I love it. I'm going to be getting rid of this top box. The top box actually throws the weight off. So I tested it and I didn't like it, so I'm just going to get rid of this entirely. So for my next trips, that's what I'll be doing. I think I want to just do a quick dungeon run just to warm up, you know that. You're going to be hearing me coughing a lot as well. I apologize in advance. Being sick sucks. I'm getting sick a lot lately. Do you know that? So let's do a random dungeon real quick. So, yeah, we'll update that. I still need to finish my relic. I keep not doing that, so let's do an alliance raid. May as well. Or did I already finish leveling my dancer? No, I didn't. Okay, that's fine. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to going through some of the things from this latest live letter, because I haven't, as I said, I haven't viewed the live letter. I've only seen some of the artwork, like the name of the upcoming patch and the fact that the patch is in 2 parts. But other than that, I don't know much, so I'm going to be learning alongside all of you. And we're going to go through everything from a lore perspective. We're going to try and put some pieces together before the patch actually releases. I don't even know the release dates, now to be fair, now that I realise it. I'll have to book the time off work, of course, to play the patch. April 28th. That's fine. That's more than a month away. That's a long way away. Good thing is my my schedule's free at that point. So the name of the patch is so thought-provoking already. That's true, and we know the name of the patch is directly linked to the main story. It has nothing to do with the alliance raid. The alliance raid, for example. So Trial of the Heavens. So while we're sitting here, let's go over the name, because the name is the one thing we all know. Trial of the Heavens. Trial of the Heavens. Now, I've seen some of the screenshots already, so there seems to be some sort of Garamald thing going on there. Trial of the Heavens, and I saw a screenshot of the Warrior of Light looking at the moon. So, could it be we're going back to the moon again for some purpose? Is there questions that we're going to be getting answers to on the moon? Oh, you're very loud. Okay. I hope I'm not too loud as well. If I'm too loud, let me know. Right, let me get warmed up. To be fair, Thomas, everybody, like, when you don't raid anymore, you don't need your relic. That's why I just haven't been bothered to finish it. I mean, I'll get my relic and I won't even use it for glamour. I prefer simplicity when it comes to glamours, and relic weapons are anything but simplistic. So I'm not a fan of their designs in general. So I really need to start catching up with a bunch of things. So the relics do look nice. Okay, I should probably take a look at them before I judge them, to be honest. Of course it's Circus Tower. Let's put Circus Tower music on just for the giggles. I always go against the grain, so I'm going this way. I should also talk, because nobody else talks. Evening, everyone. It's nice to be nice. People are usually here just like, oh, we want to blitz this really quick. Because Circus Tower, you do it with your eyes closed, right? A lot of people have been thinking shard hopping. Would we consider shard hopping a trail to the heavens? I mean, trail to the heavens could also mean the key, because the key features in the artwork. So trail to the heavens could be the heavens themselves opens up to us, because we now have the ability to transverse between worlds. So it could just be as simple as the fact that we're about to gain the ability to travel further than we've ever gone before. As they say in the next generation, to boldly go where no one has gone before. So we're about to gain the ability to do something monumental in that regard. We're going to be whalers. Futurama reference. I approve of that. We're whalers on the moon. We carry a harpoon. But there is no whale, so we sing tall tales and sing a whaling tune. I still remember that song. They preview 2 of the next stage relics because apparently the data miners have already found them. To be fair, if you don't want data miners to find them, don't put them into the bloody files. Simple as that. For a second there, I thought I forgot to partner somebody until I realized I don't have access to partners until level 50. They aren't in the game. They just wanted to throw modders under the bus for whatever reason. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So, was it fake? So whatever they showed was probably fake, was it? Or did they just force their hand? Or was there a leak internally? I mean, internal leaks do happen. The weapons they showed were real, but those aren't actually in the game at the moment. So how do they get them? How do you data mine something on a client-based, well, server-based game? It's a server-based game, but the files have to exist on your client. I'm curious where they data mine this stuff then, because they have to be getting it from somewhere. It's a medical mystery. Yeah, I'm with you there. Why I keep getting sick is another medical mystery. Oh, wait, where's the ice? Where's the ice? Does anybody ever catch themselves looking at this stone? Like, we've all been through Circus Tower, right? But look at the stone. Look at it for a second. Do you know what you're looking at? You're looking at a Rosetta Stone. This is elegant writing. So people are always going, what does elegant writing actually look like? You're looking at it right in front of your face right now. Move to the sealed area? Yep, thank you. Well, dragon. Want it for outdoor decoration? Maybe for the next competition, when they're like doing housing items and stuff like that, maybe I'll just put a screenshot of that and just go, give us that for outdoor decoration. Alright, the clones are here. Attack the clones. It's a map of the tower itself. Yeah, it's a map of the tower itself, but it also has elegant writing on it. I mean, there's very few places where you can actually see elegant writing. Labyrinth of the Ancients is one of them, you see glyphs. But having it actually written down on a place is very rare. Like even in this tower, you don't really see many examples. They'll add it, but the crafting materials will be from synced coils, monkey's paws. What? To be fair, I like coil. I miss coil. Oh, the biggest punching bag in FF14. I remember when your fight was actually, you had to do something, and you had to jump to platforms. Those are the days. I know, I agree with you, Faith. Like, everything regarding Circus Tower for me changed after the revelation. And then you look at Dismon and you're like, he's actually a clone. That's nuts. Biggest punching bag was Westwind pre-solo duty. Yeah, that's also in the biggest punching bag as well. Poor rotating. Poor guy. God, I wish I wasn't sick. Would you just die already? Apparently in lore, this guy was a real sicko. I mean, he has access to weaponry, but he uses his fists. What does that say? He's kind of a sicko. I can imagine him just finding random people and beating them up with his fists. Real weirdo. To be fair, like, if I was gonna think about a potential, like, let's say time travel was back in the mix again, I'd love to go back to the Allegan Empire at its height. I'd love to explore Allag at its height, you know that? Because you hear, all we have are the stories, and they've been there since the beginning, but imagine being able to explore that civilization at the height of its power. Like, not even the first height, even the second height. I'd love that. Even in an instance, a dungeon or something. I think that would be great. Tyrannosaurus, Red Dragon, Thunder Sword power. That's all I think. Whenever I see this, I always think of Power Rangers. And I think of Jason just going, Tyrannosaurus, Red Dragon, Thunder Sword power. I'd like raids, dungeons for the new planets we're discovering as well. Yeah, planets is the correct term. We're discovering like a lot of planets at the moment, and we don't even know where they are. Like, they keep saying, oh, they're out there somewhere, but we're discovering the equivalent of, well, we're discovering the fact that our planet is by all rights in a solar system. I mean, we have a sun, we're in a solar system of some kind. But we're now discovering that, yeah, we've been focusing on the reflections for a long time, but the fact is, our solar system has planets in it. So, interesting, isn't it? Yeah, we need a galactic map next, but knowing Square Enix, they'll give us a map with freaking clouds on it again, in space. Space clouds. Obscuring absolutely nothing. I think that stuff's going to remain crafting, gathering content. I'm not so sure. I think a new planet is in our future at some point. Space Nebula. Yeah, correct. Space Nebula that does nothing but get in our way. Why is it always in Ramadan? Okay, well, can we kill him before curtain call? Come on. My other group's killing before curtain call. Dun Sith civilization. The Dun Sith? You mean Dunscape? We could pick up a Necromancer class there. Yeah, I've already said it in my guess for Necromancer. That Necromancer, well, the Necromancers we've seen in FF14 so far come from either another reflection or another planet. More than likely another reflection. So, I mean, it could be a different planet. And we get Necromancer there. I'm still hopeful for Necromancer. I mean, why would you waste so much energy on this? Pumping water up from the ground, up to here, just to have it flow back down. I mean, it looks cool, but that's all it is. Although this guy's... well, he wasn't very vain, to be honest. He was more just fanatical. But he was smart and he was cunning, so I'll give him that. Xande rarely did things because they looked cool. He was very pragmatic, very efficient. His workout sweat to... oh, Jesus Christ. You had to go there, didn't you, Lindorm? The only shards we've had no interaction with are the 4th and the 8th. Correct. Wait, there's another one. Oh wait, hang on. First, yeah, first. That's done. Is it really just 2 left? Aside from the 9th, yeah. So there's 3 reflections left, yeah. That's right, sorry. Yeah, the 4th, the 8th, and the 9th. But it's the 4th and the 9th we haven't interacted with. Yeah, you're correct. Not much left to interact with then, is there? Without going into spoilers, Wyrm, the latest preview of Occult Crescent has confirmed Necromancer as a separate discipline from the 5th era. So it's likely that it was later subsumed into the Blackheath. Don't say that, Cynthia, no! I don't want that. That's not nice. I mean, I get it. I can understand that, but... I heard they gave us information about the Beastmaster as well. Is that right? Did they at least tell us what weapon the Beastmaster is going to wield? One-handed axe. I knew it! One-handed axe and shield. I called it in 2023. One-handed axe and shield. And is Leon going to be our instructor? I theorized that he was going to be the one. So is Leon Ren Hellsos coming out of hiding finally to give us our instruction? Alright, who's going to tell us to be a beast? Who's going to teach us to be a beast? It's a cat boy. You're going to have to be more specific. There's 2 types of cat boy. There are 2 cat boys. Lift fans left in champ. Fnatic, don't say that. It just means that whip is still available for an actual job. Small cat boy. Okay, so that kind of cat boy. Okay. Alright, I'm warmed up now. Beastmaster is also a DPS. Interesting. Okay, I suppose I'll read all about it in the live letter now. So, I suppose in that regard, we'll get started. So, let's have a look here. I'll put some... Why did you reset? There we go. Okay. He's going to be from a mystical land we've heard of for over 10 years, and where the newest expansion is finally set there, but we conveniently get no lore whatsoever. Blue mage joke. Right, I'm going to ask the question. Do you know that? I'm going to ask the question. What are people's opinions of limited jobs in general? So, start listing out your opinions of whether you like them, or just like a simple answer. You like them, you don't like them. I personally am on the fence. I don't really play my blue mage at all. I get that there's specialized content for it, but I am personally not a fan of jobs that are not fully interactable with every piece of content within FF14. That's just me, to be perfectly honest. I'm not a fan. I can tell that light is bad. Give me a second. Yeah, so limited jobs, I can kind of understand what limited jobs are, but at the same time, the fact that they can't do raids and they can't do most other pieces of content, I don't like that. I don't like that they're excluded from many pieces of content. So that's just my opinion. In terms of limited jobs, it goes with the idea of job load for me, and more they add, the more it's going to be an uphill battle. An uphill battle? Yeah, well, I've been saying this for years. I mean, look at this. Having to level all of these things to 100 is a freaking job in and of itself. And they just keep adding jobs. I mean, I've said this a million times, but if you compare our job list to every other MMO out there, we have way more playable jobs than most other games. There's only certain games that we lose out to, but we just have so many. Well, you don't have to, but then when you end up wanting to play it, you have to level through it and stuff like that. So yeah, some people are completionists, so some people are very fixated on completing their jobs, but I'm not one of those people. Like, look at Reaper. I started Reaper, and I stopped it for lore reasons, because the moment they tried to give me a void scent, I said, piss off, you're not giving me a void scent. Go away out of that. I have my lore reasons. It sounds stupid, I know, but I have a lore reason. But yeah, like, I don't level all my jobs. Like, I level the ones that I end up using, so I've leveled the ones that'll allow me to do every type of content. So I leveled a healer, I leveled a tank, I leveled a melee DPS, I leveled a caster. And right now I'm leveling a physical ranged. So, well, enough about that. I think Beastmaster looks fun, something that will appeal to some people. Many new hats. But it brings up a point. Do we hone in on the jobs we have, or many hats are new ways to play? But you leveled Black Mage and Dark Knight. Did I? Well, that's not the same. Black Mage and Dark Knight are different. Dark Knight is embracing your inner darkness, which we all have. And Black Mage is just cool. Black Mages saved the world multiple times. Black Mages are cool. So, I'm not a fan of having a Void Scent contract. I mean, Zero said it herself. Yeah, you have a mutually beneficial relationship with your Void Scent, but If that stops, you could become prey to that void scent. I mean, think about that for a minute. Anyway, it's time to do the live letter. So, do I leave the comments? I'll leave the comments on. Right, so we'll lower this. Well, a little bit of volume. Alright. I love this artwork, by the way. I still love this artwork. Great artwork. Okay, let's see. So I have to start skipping through all this now. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments here. I like the idea of limited jobs, but if you jobs should have a second job to so that it's easier to jobs in current context. Yeah, I agree with that. Reaper lore also implies when your contract is over, your impacted reflection eats your soul. Yeah, see, this is why I'm not accepting that. I mean, they just decide to skip over the lore excuse of the fact that these things are freaking void sent and they want to eat you. I mean, do you know what happens to a person when they get eaten by a void scent? I mean, I know what happens to a person when they get eaten by a void scent. It's not pretty. I mean, you don't have an afterlife. If you wanted to have an afterlife in an ethereal sea, don't get fucking eaten by a void scent. That's all I can say. You're going to be sitting in a void scent stomach for the rest of your existence. I'm not putting myself through that. Right, these statues are cool, but I love the fact that this IKEA logo is always here. Are they sponsored by IKEA? Because this IKEA logo is always here. I'm gonna assume they're sponsored by IKEA, right? Thomas, I'm entirely convinced that the void is going to be sorted out either this expansion or the next expansion. And by this expansion, I mean 8.0. Mackie Void Mage job when? That's also a possibility. Mackie Void Mages would be interesting. Control over Void Scent is a possibility. It's a window behind them and that's just... Oh, it's a building outside. Okay, sorry. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. But why not just block it with something? I mean, just put a statue there or something. I mean, I'm sure IKEA is thankful the fact they're getting free advertising, but even then, maybe they just thought it'd be funny. Alright, so that was the test of the stream. So I'm assuming they didn't give us a trailer. Alright, that's my tea gone. Yeah, we won't get a trailer until, like, we'll probably get a trailer in probably a week or two. You'd have to block the whole window. No, you just stick a statue there. FF14 IKEA crossover in the housing items. Oh yeah, that sounds amazing. I mean, you're giving them ideas now, lady. Alright, so what is it? So show me the graphics. So the graphic comes up. Now, let's take a look at that for a second. So, in standard X.5 fashion, it's the entire group of scions, usually. And take a look at the fact that it's only the scions. And it's only particular scions. So Urianger and Thancred are still MIA. So they might come back in this patch, we don't know. But we have Estinian, we have the twins, we have Graha, of course, we have Kryle. Kryle's important to this, Yestola, and ourselves. Estinian's back. So what's Estinian been doing? We have to wonder. He's been off hunting something. But the emphasis on the crystal in the middle. So Estinian has wandered back into the plot because Fiend is no longer in the plot. That's the reason. So we're wandering away from Alexandria and stuff like that. That's why Fiend's not here. So the crystal, or the key, is the focus. And pay attention to this as well. The electro augmentations of the key are no longer there. So I think we're going to be stripping away the augmentations because the augmentations won't allow us to use the key properly. So we'll take it out of the electro casing and then we'll use it in that manner. Because if they wanted to show us the key to be instantly recognizable, they would have showed the key how it is currently with its electro augmentation, but they're showing the actual key itself, which is significant. Yeah, exactly. It allows anybody to use it through the electro augmentation, but without the electro augmentation, only apparently certain people can use it, and you have to use correct invocations. So, Trial of the Heavens. Or Trail, not Trail. I was gonna say. Yeah. I thought I was going mad there for a second. Yeah, it's Trail. Trail of the Heavens. I don't know why I said Trial. Trail of the Heavens. Or Trail to the Heavens. So, we'll elaborate on that in a second. So, Trail to the Heavens. So, we're going to the heavens. Main scenario quest. Part 1 scheduled for April 28th. Part 2 scheduled early September 2026. So, what do we think? Do you think they'll do another December release? Maybe a January? I'm going to predict January 27 for the release. And if that's the case, it's perfect because I'll be in an optimal position to play the entire expansion in January. I'll elaborate on that another time. Dawn Trail to the Heavens Ward. Don't even say that place. Yeah. Right, let's have a look here. Alright, so this is the timeline. So we get April 24th is FanFest, which will get the announcement of the next expansion. Then April 28th, we get patch 7.5. So they're announcing the expansion before the patch comes out. Which makes me think maybe we won't get the trailer. Maybe the trailer for 7.5 will actually be released in FanFest. Maybe that's the reason we haven't gotten a trailer yet. They're saving it for FanFest. So, on April 24th, first day of FanFest, we'll get the trailer for 7.5. Along with the trailer for the... and actually, no, hang on. Yeah, we'll get the trailer either on the 24th or the 25th for 7.5. Then that'll... it shows that 7.5, I think, is going to... or part 1 of 7.5, the part 1 of this patch, is going to emphasize the entire story of the upcoming expansion, because we'll now know where that expansion is, or we'll have a vague idea of where that expansion is going to be taking us. Next live letter is a week before FanFest. Oh, okay. If that's the case, then we'll get the trailer in the live letter. But being that close to an expansion's announcement, I don't... maybe they will do it. It's difficult to say, but I don't think they've ever done that before. I don't think they've ever shown a patch 7.5 trailer and then that close to FanFest. It might be a very vague trailer, yeah. And then they'll do a full trailer in FanFest. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Okay, so this is what they're going to do. They're going to give us a little bit more information about 7.5 in the next live letter. They're going to give us a snippet of a trailer, not spoiling anything. Then we'll get the expansion announcement at FanFest. And FanFest will also give us the full trailer for 7.5, likely in day 2 of the... of FanFest, and then we'll get the patch in a couple of days after. So, all right, I agree with that. Okay, so then we have European FanFest, which I'm going to happily enough, July 25th, and then late July. This is late July. It's probably going to be the same thing. Do you know that? It's going to be a few days after. Hang on, let me look at the dates. Okay, so yeah, I'm predicting July 28th for patch 7.55. And then early September 7.56 is going to be part 2 of the MSQ. So I think if they're releasing any new Ultimates or any extra side content, it's going to be in this patch here. So after that, yeah, 7.56 is part 2. So part 1, part 2, but this is going to be, it's going to be your like crafting content. You'll get some side content, maybe chaotics and stuff like that, like the usual stuff, the usual suspects. But it essentially is part of the expansion itself. We'll get a teaser trailer, a very rough teaser trailer in America. Then we'll get an extended trailer in Europe. Then we'll get the full trailer. And possibly a full... Well, we'll get the full trailer in Japan. Will, if you have a theory, state your mind. State your mind. Okay, let's continue on here. So... Alright, so there's a few screenshots here, apparently. Okay. Let's have a look here. Okay.
ということで、早速中身の方をここから見ていければと思いますので、順番に参りましょうか。
I have theories, but saving those for the MSQ screenshot talks, which are current up now, apparently. Alright, so Shale's been studying the key. The key is, but this is the laboratory. Okay, so this is Preservation's laboratory, and this is not our key, but do you remember we saw a duplicate vessel for the key that was located in Preservation's laboratory? Faith, they'll do job reveals at 2 of the FanFests. They'll release one job in one of the FanFests and then a second job in the second FanFest. My prediction is we'll get one job announced in America and we'll get the second job announced in Japan. So, yeah, she's researching the key. I think she's probably just going to say the key allows us to utilize its functions and stuff like that, but for what we're going to be using for, we need to take the key out of its housing. Or she's just going to confirm to us and confirm to the reader, essentially, that what we already know, the electro-augmentations are not required to utilize the key in its true form. We need to take it out of the housing and then use it that way. So, that's that screenshot there. Okay, so Oriange is popping back up.
まあもう鍵ね、ハッチアートのど真ん中にもありましたんで。ど真ん中だった。
The orange crystal bit is the actual key. Don't forget, this is just the housing. This is a remote control. So, to put it in simple terms, the key is the crystal bit. The crystal bit is your television, and the electrope is your is the electro augmentation, is your remote control. Now, skipping over here. So, new main scenario quests. We're back on the moon. So, we're apparently going to Garamald for a reason. If at least just to utilize it to travel back up to the moon. Somebody keeps bloody pinging me. Let me try another thing. Right, so we have Urianger appearing here. So Urianger is appearing in the story again, and where Urianger goes, Thancred is never far behind. Now, he's talking to a Loporrit. We don't know which Loporrit it is. We know it's not Living Way. Color's wrong. But they're probably discussing they're probably talking to her about the key. Yeah, that's entirely possible. Maybe information has come up that's pointing to Heidelin or to the Ancients. And now the experts on the Ancients in our timeline are the Loporrits. There's no higher authority on ancient technology than the Loporrits. The technology they're using on the moon is all derived from ancient technology. So going to the Loporrits for answers is very plausible in that regard. Now, oh, hello. Okay, so we're going to be interacting with... Okay, unless he speaks, we're not going to know that's Calyx, for one. Although, I mean, look at that face. In Revenant... Oh, it is Revenant's Toll. Holy crap, nice catch. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. Okay, okay. So, they've left the Ninth Reflection, they've come to the Source, and they're looking to make contact with us. So, they've gone to the place that they know they could possibly make contact with us, which is our former base of operations, the Rising Stones. So, they've likely interacted with Tataru at some point, because Tataru is still holding on the fort. And Tataru probably sends us a message. So this means that Tataru is coming back into the story, which... I miss my girl so much. I'm so happy about that. So they're going to meet with Tataru and say, we need to speak with the Warrior of Light. Tataru contacts us and the rest of the Scions, and we all make our way to Mordona. Sorry. So, we get there, and we're staring daggers through this little fecker. Now, if he talks, I am personally of the opinion that we chop his head off. But that's just me. Now, will Halmaruth show up in her Victorian dress? Or will she show up as an Ascian? I don't think she's going to show up as an Ascian. They gave her a unique design for a reason. So I think she's going to show up in her unique getup. But the moment that she announces that she's an Ascian, or the moment she says her name, I think the other Scions are going to put it together and just go, former member of the Convocation, aka Ascian, aka I'm not trusting you at all. I wouldn't trust with you with a 10-foot barge pole. Tataru calls and says there's a weird looking cat outside, come help. I'm not surprised at that either. Maybe this is why we look pissed. Because they showed up outside the Rising Stones. Tataru's like, something's wrong here, can you come help? We show up and we're like, get the hell away from my friend, you bastards. That would be my mentality. I really hope they add a Halmaruth's dress to the game. Yeah, I agree. Now, that's Mordona again. Isn't it? I'm fairly certain that's Mordona. So we're talking to Calyx and possibly Halmaruth outside. Then they go away. And then we end up looking at the moon. So they've told us about something. I mean, look at this. See this? Planet? That's a planet. People pointed out the moon is a different color than usual. Really? Yoshi P said if the moon turned red and came down, we'd have no game anymore. The moon's not moving. The moon is capable of moving. Now, keep that in mind. The moon is a ship. The moon is fully capable of flight. They're not going to move the moon, are they? They can't. They can't move the moon. No, don't do this. No. Do not do this. We're not flying the moon to a different planet. We have bloody spaceships for that. We could repair Heimdall's last site and just fly that. be fair, this looks more like filtering than anything else. They're trying to emphasize, look at the moon, it looks weird. I wouldn't read too much into that. I wouldn't read too much into that. It's glowing a lot, sure, but that looks like filtering to me. When you change the color filters in this game, see those lines? They just change the color filters to make it look weird. That's all. I think we're looking at it primarily because we were just there. We were talking about the key, more than likely. And researching the key is ongoing. Probably Urionje and the others are up there at the moment, researching the key. Now, let's consider this for a second. Why have they come to us now? So, I've already speculated that there's a calamity coming and we're going to be the cause, and the key is going to be part of that cause. Now, are they showing up to warn us? Is it possible that Calyx and Helmrod showed up to warn us about something? Maybe they were too vague, or maybe the fact that they're Asians, or she's an Asian. Maybe we don't believe her as a result. I don't think we'll take Helmrod very seriously, to be perfectly honest. We have no reason to trust an Asian's words. And we have no reason to trust this little bastard either. This little bastard just tries to kill us multiple times. We have zero reason to trust this little puppet. Calyx will be a scion. Forget that. You know what Calyx needs to be? Locked in a USB drive and thrown in a drawer. That's what Calyx needs to be. Alright, what else have we got? Dawn Trail Allied Society Capstone Quests. They're all bathing. So that's it. There's no more main scenario. Okay, so they didn't give us much, did they? Okay. They showed the that's right. They showed the dungeon and they showed the trial. Okay, so right, let's skip over this. So that's I mean, I like that. That's nice, but it's not what I'm interested in, right? What the frick is this thing? What is this shit bug? What the hell is that? It looks like it is an Oglob. Holy shit! You're right. It is an Oglob. The thing with Final Fantasy IX is the Oglobs were so low. They were so pixelated in Final Fantasy IX. You never really understood what they looked like. So that's what an Oglob actually looks like. We know they're ugly little bastards, but damn. So Oglobs survived the bloody... Well, they survived the lightning, apparently. Oglobs are like cockroaches. Alright, what else have we got? Oh! Zombies! Are these Hildebrand's Hilda boys? Are the Hilda boys back now? More zombies? I mean, I'd approve of that. It looks like they're about to dance and start doing the Hildebrand dance. I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, there's our boy himself. It looks like he's running from something. Oh, there's Mama. To Soldier. What's up, Mama? So we're doing custom deliveries to her. That's fine. Still no Thriller reference. Are they allowed to do a Thriller reference? Duty support. What duties did we get? I already did a video on Dust Vigil, but I'd love to take our allies through here in duty support because they'll have some lore to share. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll do that. I think I'll do a live stream on that, just so I can actually gauge their dialogue. So I'm looking forward to that. Shushui the Violet Tides. I'm so sorry. I'm a wreck right now.
今時な感じ。
そうですね。
もともとちゃんと今時なルールなんですね。
So, Shishui or the Volatiles is the
ま
second
あ
one.
来てる
Okay.
んで、で、
Any more?
絵的にもね、結構
PvP update. PvP Series 11, PvP action adjustments, new crystalline conflict arena added. Oh, it's a Studium one. That's interesting. So you're fighting in the Studium. Archaea Harmonious. Nice. God, I need to go to the doctor. Alright, here we go. Okay. I don't need the chat. Let's close the chat for a second. Okay. It's definitely Garamald. I don't recognize the street. Do you know what? We're logged into game for a reason. What a pop. Of all the screens to show me. Okay. Right, let's go to Garamald and let's have a look what we're looking at here. The flags don't have anything related to Garamald on them. Well, let's put the proof in the pudding. Which way? Way out there we go. I'm in the mood of some Garamald music actually, so. Okay. I do not recognize this street. If it was going to be anywhere, it would be over here. Wait a second. That's not Garamald. It just looks like Garamald. That's not Garamald. Okay. Right. Let's assume something for a second. The Garlean... It was the Garlean Empire. Who's to say Garamald was their only main city? Or, well, it was their capital city. But it wasn't their only city. So, is this another city in the Garlean region? Maybe further south? It's definitely in the north. So, Garamald's here. Main city. Maybe we're off to a different city somewhere just off to the side. Yeah, like, if this was Chicago, then it's Detroit. Or Atlanta, like Lindrum said. Like, I don't know my American city, sorry. But this is definitely different. The flag. Let me look at the architecture. Right, the lampposts are different. So hang on. I mean, it looks similar. It looks similar, but there's definitely subtle differences, and this place looks more intact. Is it in here? I mean, don't forget, we don't have access to the entire city. So there's parts over here and all. Now, what was this place's name?
復興なのかみたいなやっぱりなっちゃうよな。なっちゃうよな。こちらはですね、
はい、
インスタンスダンジョンでございます。
There are other screenshots. Yeah, we'll get to them in a second. Yeah, I can see the other screenshots here. So, we'll get to that in a second. But, the city, Sutium, which is the dungeon name, the devs implied to hold a dark secret. Certainly misspelled in the Greek word meaning shield. Okay, I think I have it. Shield would mean a shield city. So a city to the south. Don't forget, like, the Guardian Empire had a lot of antagonistic feelings towards everything to the south of them. So Garamald's their capital, but they defend their capital with a shield city, which is here, which is that. So this is a city in Garamald to the south of Garamald, which acts as the shield to the capital, or the shield to the empire. Okay, I think I know where they're going with this. Actually, no, I don't. I know where they're going with the design, but why are we going here? What's our purpose going to this city? This is part of the main story. So the main story is sending us to the moon. Then we're going back to Mordona, which is likely part 2. So it's probably 2 parts of it. I mean, I know the main story is in 2 parts, but the first part will have 2 kind of story segments. Story segment 1 is we go to the moon. Story segment 2 is Calyx and Halmros come to meet us. Right, so let's go to the other screenshots now. Definitely looks like well, it looks similar to Garamald, but it looks like a different city. I think this is Landis or part of the Guardians we've yet to see. Now keep in mind there's snow. Landis is... Where's Landis? Landis is down here. So Landis is all the way down here, so they wouldn't have snow. I think it's a shield city. I think it's here. It's one of their other cities, a smaller city, that has been largely forgotten about because of the Civil War. So I think it's around here. I think this is where we're going. Now, if this is going to be... Are they going to clear up the clouds finally? Now that they're adding this? Please say yes. Alright, let's keep looking at screenshots. So this screenshot here... same buildings. Same scars of Civil War.
って思います。
見えます。
なんかちょっと
That's outside. Okay, never mind. As soon as I saw this, the first thing that jumped to mind for me was... Do you remember the palace? When you're walking through and you have this kind of like... This giant hall and atrium. It kind of looked like that in the Guardian Palace. In the Imperial Palace. And the throne room is around the corner. It looked similar to that. But this is definitely outside. It's more like a mall kind of location. But why are we going here? Are we looking for something? Show me more screenshots. Hold on. What the Hold the phone. Hold on a second. This isn't Garlean. I figured it out. 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 Stay with me here. Okay, so we activate the key, or we attempt to activate the key. It causes interdimensional fusion, and we bring a segment of another reflection that lands somewhere in Garamald. It lands in the ruins of their shield city to the south. Maybe we activated the key on the moon, maybe we activated it in Garamald by mistake. But either way, we activated it. Interdimensional fusion activated, and we brought a piece of another reflection that's entirely nothing to do with the ninth reflection, and we just brought it to the source. Is this what I'm looking at? Because this stands apart. So this is why we're going to this place, because we just triggered interdimensional fusion. Something happened in this area, probably Julius probably communicated with us, just going, something happened in Garamald after we activated the key, and we're like, oh shit, we just did something. We activated the key, we thought nothing happened, and all of a sudden Garamald's coming screaming, just going, something just appeared out of nowhere, and this is it. We just brought a piece of another reflection to the source. I think that's it. Because I do not recognize any of this. This is not Garlean design. Look at this. It's completely different. I mean, it looks out of place, doesn't it? I mean, look at it. Look at its position. There's a mountain here. There's cliffs here. This is not even a proper path. The Garleans would have made a proper path to go in here. So, is this it? Did we just bring another piece of another reflection to the source? Oh my god. That's it, isn't it? Okay, so is there any more screenshots? Is that a screenshot? Ah, damn it. So that's all we got. Okay, I'm sticking with this theory. I'm sticking with the theory that we activated the key. We thought nothing happened. Then all of a sudden, Julius rings the bat phone going, something just happened in Garamald. We need you to explore to the south. And then all of a sudden we realize that there's a piece of a civilization that was not here before and doesn't belong here. And we're like, oh shit, the key actually caused interdimensional fusion in Garamald. And we brought a piece of the 4th or the 8th reflection to the source. And this is going to kick off whatever we're doing with another reflection. So are there people in here? Did we bring people along for the ride? Yeah, don't forget, the key is capable of a lot of things. Once you have proper control of it, the key is capable of quite a lot of things. But I have a feeling this is the mistake we're going to make. Okay, this is interesting. So this, I think, is kicking off our interaction. So we're about to be introduced in 7.5 to a new range of characters from another reflection who appear to be in, it looks like a laboratory of some kind. There's a new trial. Oh, there's a new trial as well. That's right, sorry. Shatato! Oh, please say she's real. I mean, it's such a Shatato thing to just cross the rift. Oh, nice. Windurst? I recognize Windurst. New trial, Enyo. Enyo is an enemy from Final Fantasy V. Ennio is a historical figure in Final Fantasy V lore. Look at the symbol above their head. Wait, what do you mean? Hi. Hello. Wait, what's Hamlet's symbol again? Do we even know what Hamlet's symbol? We do, don't we? Or we know what our glyph look like. Are these glyphs legit? Hang on. I don't even know if these are legit or not. Hang on. I've seen glyphs. Yeah, there's modded glyphs and stuff like that, but I don't think those are what we're looking for. Where is it? Okay. Yeah, it's mainly speculation when it comes to these glyphs. I've never seen these glyphs used anywhere, so I don't know where these people get these glyphs from. I mean, I get some of them show in game, like Hades', for example, is iconic, but the rest of them we don't really see. We saw Nabrialis's. These seem speculative at best. Yeah. Oh, they're Final Fantasy 12. Okay, sorry. Okay. Alright, so let's ignore that for now. So, you think that could be Hamlet? Or something she summoned? Or turned into? Ennio. Right, let's look at Ennio's lore again. Where did I put his lore? So, Final Fantasy V. So a character from Final Fantasy V showing up. Does he only appear in 5? Oh, he shows in 6. He doesn't look... He looks like his 5 incarnation. Okay, so it looks like a 5 incarnation. So, is 5 going to be the theme coming up? Ennio appears as a super boss in the Seal Temple and some versions of the game introduced in Final Fantasy V Advanced. Does he wield his scepter? Does he have a scepter? Where's my bloody picture? Where's the stream? Ugh! Here we go. He's holding something red in his hands. Right, I need to get rid of the bloody flying. It's driving me nuts. Okay. 1,000 years before Final Fantasy V, the immortal wizard Ennio traded his immortality for the power of the void. He attempted to use his power to take over planet Orb, beginning a long battle with the people of the world. Warriors wielding the 12 legendary weapons were able to defeat him, and the void engulfed him. Into a timeless place, ending point of both light and darkness, reach all were traversing the depths of the Seal Temple. Because the void cannot be erased, the crystals were divided in two. Planet Orb was split to maintain balance. He was sealed in the interdimensional rift between. Oh. Speculation. Could this boy also be a mistake of interdimensional fusion? So, what if he is also a... Or better yet, let's assume for a second that he's the... This trial could be directly after here. So, Ennio could be deep within this facility. So we fight our way through the final boss of this facility, and then it unlocks the trial. So maybe Ennio was brought here. So maybe this facility has something to do with the theme of Final Fantasy V as well. Possibly, maybe. I mean, we've had a lot of influences of Final Fantasy V over the years. I mean, Bart hasn't shown up, of course. Well, we all know who Galuf is. Kryl. And, of course, Exdeath has shown up. But he only showed up in the interdimensional rift, don't forget. So we didn't see the actual Exdeath. We saw a version of him, which apparently Omega encountered. So we know this character exists in lore because Omega encountered him. So maybe what the hell is going on in my chat? What the hell? Okay, whatever. Right, speculate with me for a second. Omega and Midgardsormr. Omega chased Midgardsormr across the stars. He apparently has knowledge of the interdimensional rift, and he encountered other worlds and other beings and other worlds as well. So maybe this place is from not another reflection, but another world. Because as far as we're aware, Omega did not interact with the other reflections. He interacted with the source, and he interacted with other planets, we think, via the interdimensional rift. So maybe this is from another planet, and Enyo, as a result, is from another planet, the same planet that Exet was from. So Omega had an interaction there at one point. Maybe Omega is going to come back into the story and elaborate on this for us. It's interesting, though, if you think about it. It's interesting. Yeah, I am of the opinion that Enyo is in that facility. I wonder if the Cillian dungeon is on the moon. Terrain looks kind of close. You think? What about the sky, though? It's snow, and there's snow. Omega is still traveling with Alpha at the moment. He did pop up in Solution 9 recently. I think I remember seeing him. Where did I see him again? I saw him. Hang on. No, I don't think the rift is going to be a part of this. I think it's going to be related to the key. So I think us activating the key is going to bring that piece of another planet or reflection here, and within it is going to be people from another reflection, but specifically there's going to be Enyo is going to be in there as well. And it's possible Enyo has something to do with the Asians. I don't know. If he's from another reflection, that could be plausible. There's a few spots in Solution 9 that can pop up. I think they popped up around here and up here. Actually, no, they popped up near the residential sector, didn't they? Let me go to the residential sector. Okay, residential sector. I saw him around here. Where did I see him again? Shit, I can't remember. Our main teleport to the moon is also in Garamald, so there's other reasons to go to Garamald. We'll also meet back up with Alphano and Alizé. And apparently we're meeting up with Urianger, and we're meeting up with Thancred as well, so there's that. I think Thancred's going to be there. Where there's Urianger, there's usually Thancred. Oh boys, where are you at? You're around here somewhere. I know you are. Near the coffee place as well, okay. I do not remember this scene. Is this new? I do not remember this. That must be new. I remember these two. I don't remember that. Let's go to the coffee shop. But yeah, I'm just to recap for everybody. Once I'll explore it here first, and then I'll just go over that. He was up here, and he was around here, I think. There he is. Where did you get them? Okay, so Omega's here, and why are you here? I mean, I understand why you're here. We all know who this cat is. So this cat's been wandering around Solution 9. He's made friends. So he obviously got bored of hanging out with Brute Bomber. What are you up to? Crazy kids. Okay. So just to recap my theory. Given the design differences between this place and Garamald, I am convinced, and based on the fact that somebody said that this name loosely translates to shield in Greek, I am convinced that this place is another city that used to reside in the former Garlean Empire, and it resided here as a shield city that guarded the Empire proper. So it's one of the cities that was destroyed in the Civil War. What do you mean the bus doesn't look Garlean? Yeah, it does. I'll show you. That bus is definitely Garlean. I'll show you. There are other buses like that. Or there are other vehicles like that. I remember seeing a bus around. Where's the bus again? Yeah, they do. Where was it again? It was over here, I think. Where I'm looking behind that tree in the screenshot, it looks damaged. Okay, I'll do that in a sec. Where's that bus? I saw a bus around. Where's that bus? I thought it was over here. It's over here. There's vehicles over there parked in a car park by the train station. If I don't see them there, I'll go to there. I saw a bus around recently. Where the hell was it? A bus. Monsieur Bus. So, Guardian cars. Yep, there we go, bus. See the wheels? They're more hovercraft than anything else. So, see? Same wheels. So it's definitely Garlean. But yeah, these things aren't typical. They hover off the ground. They're not like the cars that you see. So you see some of the cars around, but these are similar as well. These cars hover off the ground, so they're not actually wheels. I don't know how they work. We've never seen them operate, to be perfectly honest. So we don't know exactly how they work. But yeah, just to recap, this appears to be a different city located to the south of Garamald. And within that city appears to be this facility, which is not Garlean in any way, shape or form. And I am of the opinion that we activated the key, caused interdimensional fusion to happen again, and it caused this to fuse from either another reflection or another planet entirely bringing people from the facility here, but it also brought Enyo, who is here. But if they hover, why are there tracks in the snow? Mingo, my answer is mag rails. They're mag rails. That's my answer. My only answer is mag rails. So maybe these things are supposed to go on these roads here. And then this is saved for walking traffic, like mechanized walkers and stuff like that. Or vehicles that actually have wheels. But these are designed to run on these mag rails here, which turn at weird angles. So I say they turn like that and then they just go sideways. So alternative etymology. Kleithe, Greek, or originates from the ancient Greek adjective kleitos. In Greek mythology, Clyte is an oceanic nymph who pined for the sun god Helios, later identified with Apollo, and was transformed into a heliotrope. Interesting. But how does that equate to here? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe they just picked a name. But yeah, that's my opinion about where the main story is going. But there's also going to be the second part, which is this little bastard coming out of the woodwork with Halmrut. I have a feeling they'll come to us and saying, don't use the key. And we're like, we don't take the orders of Asians. We use the key. Fusion happens. Done and dusted. And then part 2 is probably going to get even worse. So, is there anything else from the main story in the live letter? No? No? What was that? Oh, Unreal.
ありますよね。あと出てきて
What
る
was
し
that?
ちなみに、
New Ultimate
Ma,
Rage.
sto
Oh,
minasama
okay, yeah. Makes sense.
他のも
Oh. Pretty. Very. I like that. That's simplistic. I like that.
武器種も早く見たい。
They're showing us the North Horn. Oh. Hello. This is not architecture we've seen before, is it? Wait, we have. We've seen architecture like this in the Southern Horn. I'm still convinced Udalifon is the main enemy of this area. I think he's the only one that would really care about preserving these civilizations. So they gave us some teasers. Okay. Oh, more Nim. Okay. Ventures North Horn make new discoveries, new monsters, new critical encounters.
エンカウントも多数、成長要素として存在しですね、
Wait,
皆さん
there's
の
something
ワ
else,
ーは攻略していただきたいなと。まあ当然ね、新しいフェイトっていうのも、
New fates, yeah.
新しいエリアの中に、大量追加ということにさせていただいております。
Okay, anything else?
そしてですね
Maximum knowledge
レベル
level
が上がる
increased
だ
to
けでは
40.
なくてですね
Okay.
おりますな。
Multiple new phantom jobs. What was that again? It's not Black Mage, it's Or is it Black Mage? No, black mages don't have that symbol. That's something else. Void mage? Sorcerer? Void mage? Oh, Jesus, hang on. Final Fantasy class sprites. No, I don't want an image. I want an explanation. No, that's not it. Come on, where was that great website that had sprites? Come on, it's around here somewhere. Shit. It's FF5 Black Mage. The artwork of the job has a moon and a hat. Oh, okay. So that definitely looks like Dragoon. That looks like... I was gonna say ninja. This looks like... what's it? The Phantom? No, the Mesmer? The Mesmer? I was gonna say White Mage. Summoner. Horn. Red Mage. Necromancer. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. We assumed that the phantom jobs were all created by the multiple civilizations that existed in Eorzea, and there was about a dozen civilizations, and in the end there was 3, and then there was none. This black mage makes sense because of Mach, because it was one of the civilizations. White mage makes sense because the war. Red mage does not make sense. Does this mean red mage is actually older than we thought? I know I thought red mage was created after the War of the Magi. Hang on. When was its genesis was in the aftermath. I thought it was the aftermath of the War of the Magi. Yeah. Yeah, so red mages were created in the aftermath of the Calamity of Water, combining the schools of both white magic and black magic in order to prevent a cataclysm from happening again, just bringing balance to both disciplines. Are they saying now that red mage is actually older than we thought it was? Or was there a job similar to red mage back in the day? So maybe it does have roots that are actually older than we actually know about, and the red mages of the modern era actually are aware of. That's an interesting one. Or it could be just something different. Yeah, it could be like Rune Fencer or Spellblade, yeah. Summoner is weird. So, as far as we're aware, the Summoner arts were lost with Alag. They were pieced together in the modern era, and we were the first product of that. Well, not the first, but one of the first products of that. So, did one of the civilizations of the War of the Magi actually inherit the art of the Summoner in the aftermath of Alag's fall? Now this one's weird. That's definitely Dragoon, right? Hang on. Was Dragoon actually in Final Fantasy? It was in Final Fantasy V, right? Yeah, it is Dragoon. Yeah, so... how do we explain that? We can't explain that. Dragoons were created by Ishgard. Okay, I don't get that. Dragoons were created by Ishgard, by knights becoming dragoons. Does this mean dragoons are actually older than we realize? Is it possible that one of the nations that fell in the War of the Magi was a precursor to Ishgard? I mean, Ishgard was the coming together of peoples who migrated north after the Calamity of Water, and they formed modern day Ishgard. Is this suggesting that Dragoon is just older than we realize? Or is it possible? Okay, is it entirely possible that somebody else was the Dragon Knight? Okay. Okay, I have a plausible theory. Like, originally we were contemplating the idea that these arts were directly tied to the nations whose ruins we saw in locations around the Occult Crescent. Now, this seems to be turning that on its head, but what if nations were not the only thing that they preserved? So, whoever the architect is of the Occult Crescent, they took examples of architecture from these nations and brought them to the Occult Crescent and recreated them there. What if they also brought these arts from different periods in time in order to preserve them as well? So, before the summoner art could die out, in thanks to the persecution of the Allegan people against the summoners, what if they preserved that art and brought it and stored it on the Occult Crescent? The same thing with Black Mage before Mac was destroyed. The same thing before Amdahor was destroyed. They could have brought this after the fact, after all that was destroyed, and maybe the Dragoon was a recent addition, maybe 1,000 years ago, during the war. And the same thing is happening with all of these ones as well. It sounds to me like they tried to just archive these job arts alongside the civilizations that they collected. That's interesting. Okay, I'm not going to read too much into that because we don't have anything else to go by. But that's interesting. New Fork Tower Magic. 2 difficulties, normal and extreme. Please say they fixed this. Please. Nobody even did the first one, because it was far too complicated. It was trying to get 40 lemmings to walk on a line. It's not going to work. It works for alliance raids. It doesn't work for this crap. That frustrated me so much. Please say this is fixed. Oh, thank fuck. Okay, they fixed it. For those looking to enjoy the story through a more casual experience, for those seeking a challenge. Thank God. Thank you very much. This should have been in the bloody first one. Please go back and fix the first one. Go back to the South Horn and add this to the first Fork Tower, please. Jesus. I don't know how they let it slip in the first one, to be honest. No ciphers required. Simply standing atop the ethereal node register your interest in the duty. That's good. So you don't have to jump through any hoops for normal difficulty. That's great. That is perfect. I appreciate that. I'm not going to do the extreme. I don't have the patience. Should you possess upgraded gear from the South Horn, you may skip some of the steps required to enhance gear in the North Horn. That's interesting. So I see people who are going to be interested in Extreme are going to be farming the South Horn.
歯応えがあるようにしつつ、突入方法をどう
If they haven't already.
使用せ
Wait. Wait there for a sec. For a second there, I thought that was, I thought that was Galoons there for a second. I was like, wait. Roll quests. Oh, little. These are some nice screenshots. Holy crap. Left the throne the way it is, yeah. I remember that. Aww, dude. We never did see that crown again, did we? I remember this. We got a lower quality. It's part of the Tales of the New Dawn or something. Wait, I don't remember this. Or maybe it's a screenshot from the other one. Oh, that's cute. Huh? Is that Preservation's lab? Aww. That's cute. He's out of it. Why is he standing like that? Oh, Oglob. Oh, my darling. What up, Graha? Fruits? Dude, don't look at the sun, it's blinding. Bad for your eyes, don't look at the sun. Ooh, I do not remember this. Ooh. That's pretty. I do not remember this at all. That was a good song. That's a good buy to. That's a good goodbye to Dawn Trails. You know that? Oh, the Beastmaster, yeah. Oh, so there's the Cat Boy.
本当久しぶりのエクストラジョブ実装ということになります。
I'm surprised I haven't been
じゃあ
attacked
今日
yet.
はちょっとパワーポイントベースで、はい。
Alright, so let's see this new Beastmaster.
ジョブなのかと。
So, I'm assuming this is Toral, right?
な遊びなのかというところを仲間にして呼び出して一緒に戦う。
One-handed axe, shield, just like the Beastmasters in
という
Boss
ジョ
Gym.
ブになっております。
なるほど。
まあそりゃあね
Capture beasts and call upon them to
まあ
fight at your side. Yeah.
です。
Weapon, one-handed axe.
そうとなります。
Roll melee
はい
DPS, starting level 1, level cap 50, job quests available upon release.
5で公開された時点
Weaken
で
beasts in the wild before attempting to capture them. So, will they let us capture any beast? I mean, I'd love a Spriggan. I mean, they're not... Or maybe it'll only be beastkins, you know that? So maybe we can only capture beastkin.
あの数はこちら全
Because that's a beastkin.
ここが
Yeah,
ま
they
あ
keep
第
saying
一
beasts.
で
Beast
たくさんのモンスターを
Well,
取られ
no,
て
that's not a beast. That's a chimera. I mean, I know it's a chimera, but it's an Allegan creation, which is a chimera. It's not referred to as a beastkin. That's not a beastkin either. Okay, so we can capture anything. We can even capture Seakin. Okay. I want to capture Titania. You got a lewd mind.
ちょための変更と
Okay, so we can capture anything. We can even capture a behemoth. Of course. Of course we can capture a behemoth. They have like 1 or 2 skills to be capable of using. Okay. Okay, so that's fighting in Amdapor Keep. Sick the cranky queen on people. Let's see. So Ecliptic Meteor. One-handed axe with a shield. I mean, I love that. That could have been our tank. Just think about this for a second. This could have been our next tank. But it's a limited job instead. Oh. This could have been our tank. It could have been our tank, dude. Oh. What the heck is this? And I want it. Is this a progression tree or something? Nurture your beast in the crucible. The young broken to overcome its challenges together. Interesting. Okay, so this is Blue Mage only. Yeah. That's why you saw them in Andapor Keep. They can only fight in there. And other places similar to that. Fishing update in Thavnir. Can't wait. Fishing in Thavnir is going to be fun. New cosmic exploration star. Auxesia. Okay. I mean, look at that. Excellent. And we have a spaceship. Don't forget. We can travel to other stars with that. Beautiful, isn't it? Can't wait to go there and have a look. Gold saucer updates. Increased placement distance for indoor and outdoor furnishings. Also, they're increasing it again. Okay. So we're getting... Small is going from 200 to 300. That's good. Private chambers are going up. Even apartments are going up. That's impressive, actually. Nice. The outdoor one is very appreciated, though. Being able to place more items outdoors is something people will definitely welcome. Good news. It's a good change. Where's the new interior fixture designs? Okay, so lighting. Okay. Armor storage options will be updated to include all specific job gear. Okay, all gear from dungeons include introduced in 7.7 patches. Thank you. Any die changes? Oh, here we go. Many of the currently available dies will be consolidated to 3 base dies. Okay. Type A. 85 dies from 2.0 patches. Ah, they're categorizing the dies based on their release windows and other places you get them. Okay, that's interesting. This will not apply to dies that can be purchased on the online store. Good. When using one of the new dies, you'll be able to search which. Okay. Dies being sold, which. Okay. Right, so they're definitely sorting out the die system. Oh, so we don't have. They're getting rid of They're getting rid of the die items. Okay, so they're integrating into a system. Jeez, would this engineer shut up? Okay, so that's interesting. So they're just eliminating the die system entirely and integrating it into something else. Wait, what's that? Oh, that's the release date. Okay. Oh, that's something else. Okay, that's a different event. Okay. Interesting. And Primal. Yeah, we know the Primals are going there. They're showing off new shirts and stuff. There's a crossover event playable in FF11, which is cool. Wait, was that a freaking statue? Or a trophy? They keep trying to make this a thing. I mean, I'd have an interest in PvP if it wasn't being heavily manipulated in game. Just saying. I mean, win trading is still a thing, right? Yeah, when I was in PvP a few years ago, win trading was common. So you'd have this. I think there was an exclusive Discord where people were win trading, and it was kept on the hush hush. I'd say that's probably still a thing, do you know? But anyway, that looks like to be everything in regards to story from a lore perspective. There's a couple of things I wanted to go over, actually. Somebody was mentioning this to me today, so I want you to take a look at this for a second. So, people mentioned this to me a few months ago. Specifically, some of you guys mentioned this to me a few months ago. Shit, I closed my chat. Where is it? Let me close all these tabs. There's too many tabs open now. Okay, so take a look at this for a second. So, misleading English translation of a major story element in the 7.4 MSQ, big spoilers. TLDR, the withering isn't real. There's been a lot of speculation over the great withering mentioned by Halmrod at the end of the 7.4 MSQ and what this means. So, out of context, we were actually discussing in the Fan Events Discord general channel regarding the differences between Halmrod's Japanese and English voice actors. So specifically, we were talking about how Halmrod's personality seems to be very different in the Japanese translation versus the English translation. Now, I went with the opinion that neither voice actor in Japanese or English heard the other. They were just given lines and expected to fill the void themselves unless the directors specifically told them to act this way. So the voice actor just brought what they had to bring in order to bring the character alive. To me, they both sounded the same. It's just that both languages sound different. I mean, Japanese does sound a bit more emotional, if you get my meaning, but that's neither here nor there. So, out of curiosity, I looked at the Japanese version of this scene only to find that this term is nowhere to be found. Here's the line from the English localization that I'm talking about. So, in English, for soon it begins, and every world shall tremble. The winterers must be prepared to outlast the great withering to come. Now here's what she actually says in Japanese along with a rough machine translation. Soon, strange events that will shake the entire world will begin to occur, and the harsh winter will arrive. Something that we winterers must overcome. So, was that scene mistranslated? I know some people said this. So, the Great Withering. So, is there no Great Withering? Was this just a translation liberty that the English localization took? Like, I'm genuinely curious. So, for soon it begins, and every world shall tremble. The winterers must be prepared to outlast the great withering to come. And then the Japanese is different, saying soon strange events that will shake the entire world will begin to occur, and a harsh winter will arrive. Something that we winterers must overcome. So harsh winter seems to be the main thing here. And then they say great withering. Is it possible this was just a mistranslation? Were they supposed to say great wintering or great cooling, cold, the icy cold like they're saying here? Is that what they were supposed to mean? So is it possible that this was just completely mistranslated? Do I need to check the German? Mingo, if you can check the German, that would be great. I would be very interested to know if the German translation was different. I don't think I can change the language in here without having to restart my game, right? I think I have to restart my game in order to do that. Oh wait, no I don't. Could be tempering, like how you use cold water or oil to temper a blade. I'd be interested to see how the German and French translations actually depict that. But this has me wondering, did they mistranslate this or did they just add this out of liberty? Because now translating from Japanese to English is not an easy thing. Japanese is phrased differently. They phrase their sentences differently. So they'll phrase, for example, the time, the place, what's happening, and who. Where we'll say who, when, where, for example. So Japanese is, well, English is backwards compared to Japanese. So yeah, I just don't know what to make of this. Soon, strange events that will shake the entire world will begin to occur, and the harsh winter will arrive. Something that we winterers must overcome. So they know that there's a harsh winter coming, and they're the winterers who are going to help stave off the cold. Is that what the Japanese translation is trying to say? Whereas the English translation is saying, so soon begins and every world shall tremble. The winters must be prepared to outlast a great withering to come. Which we immediately thought was, okay, the worlds are going to wither away and die. But apparently it had nothing to do with that. Apparently there's a harsh winter coming, and we have to be ready to overcome it. I mean, they can both kind of mean the same thing, but this makes it sound a lot worse than it actually is. There's a wintering coming, which is probably a stagnation of aether across every reflection. But found a screenshot I make of the German one. If you can paste that line in here, that would be great. Or maybe it's in this thread. Maybe somebody did the there's no login button for the German launcher. What? Maybe somebody else did it already. The localizers are making their own story instead of translating. Yeah, this is a thing at the moment. Like, it's, well, not at the moment. It's actually been going on for a while. It's more Japanese, English. Yeah, that was kind of forgotten. See this? We kind of just glossed over that and forgot about it, didn't we? It's shortening our lifespan, sure, but we haven't really mentioned it since, have we? Soon, every world will tremble in the face of the icy cold, but we, the winters, must endure the cold. So, it's pretty much the same thing as the Japanese translation. So, it appears that the English translators just decided to go above and beyond with this. Let me get a new drink. Give me a second. My throat is really dry. So, the German translation does it the same. So, what does that mean? Basically, we know what it means. It means that the English localization team decided to just add something to... Essentially, that didn't happen. I can see why people are getting pissed off at this regard. So... I know it's been a thing for a while that people have been getting annoyed at the English localization team because they're taking liberties with the story translations that are not being written by the actual people writing the story. And in all likelihood, the main people in Japan writing the story probably don't speak very good English, so they're not getting this information. They're relying on the localization team to just do their job properly. And apparently, according to this, they're not. So, what does that mean? It means there's something bad coming, but they've made it sound a lot worse than it was. Hang on. Also, Hamro says the last words in German, one-to-one translation. No, that is nature's will, not mine. Her words echo there, where once the planet's will spoke. Yeah, that's pretty much the same as the English translation. Is that the localization direction of 7 remakes has been quite a bit of bad faith. I don't know what you mean by that, Will. But yeah, this is just interesting. I thought I'd bring that up just mainly because it's been interesting. But I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through. I did want to share something interesting that I found today, though. Just I want you to take a look at this for a second. So, oh, it's skipped. Hang on. So, I'm taking you on a journey here back to the early days of so this channel is called Rob's Film Crew. So he's been collecting a series of archived footage and videos from back in the early days of YouTube that don't exist anymore. So this is one of the projects from early YouTube that doesn't exist anymore. This is from like 22 years ago. It's a project that's called Final Fantasy Reel. So I remember watching this when I was a kid and I was fascinated by it because it was so good. Like, it was just essentially a college project. It started as a college project and developed into this entire series that developed over the likes of like, I think like 4 years, and they developed all these episodes. But it's essentially making a new plot based on the entire story of all the Final Fantasies and just doing real life. So it's like a college project essentially, but I always remember watching this years ago and it was so good. Let me show you a good example. So I think it's around here. Yeah. Yeah, so it's in German. So but this is early YouTube. I think this is like 2002. So it's very raw. You can see the picture mode is square. So this is even before widescreen. So this is early YouTube. But I remember watching this when I was a kid. And I was only thinking about it this morning. And I realized that somebody actually found the old footage and uploaded it. Because the original creator actually deleted all the stuff from his original channel. And his channel is dormant now. But you can see, like, they even did fights and stuff like that. So I really love this series from years ago. Now, it looks really raw. Now, watch this. Now keep in mind, this is 2002. YouTube was very basic, graphics were very basic, and these are college students essentially. Damn it, this brings me back to, you know that. I think I was, what? I was like 16 years old or something when I was watching this. So there was not really, like, YouTube didn't have much on it in terms of creators. I think even PewDiePie was like a tiny creator at the time. So this is early YouTube. But, yeah, this just shows an example of what it is like. But it goes through all sorts of different things, like you have like, I think this does, it usually does like classic fight style, like this for example. So they do this at like a Comic-Con and stuff like that. So that's actually the convention in the background. And they're filming it at the convention. Making it look like Baron Garden. Oh, good times.
Ich bin sehr mit euch zufrieden.
But you can see, like, for example, even like the Cloud actor was actually in the background waiting for his scene as well. So they were filming it all around, like. See? They're just waiting there for their part to start. I missed early YouTube. Early YouTube was amazing. But if you ever get a chance to sit down and watch that, I'd highly recommend it. It's called Final Fantasy Real. So all 24 episodes are there, and then there's a final episode. It actually gets better as they approach like 2004. So they start improving it and stuff like that. Like, there was a great battle scene, I think, around at this point as well. I remember this. Exploring the Mako reactor and stuff like that. Like, it was great. Like Rude versus Rude. I remember that. Great times. Early YouTube was really good. But yeah, I'd highly recommend watching that if you ever get a chance. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through. So Yeah, his dialogue hasn't changed. So, but I have a feeling we're going to be hearing from him in 7.5. So, yeah, that's my predictions of what's going to happen in 7.5. It's still early days. Maybe when we get a basic trailer of what's going to happen, maybe we'll get some insight into if I'm right or wrong. I think before that happens, though, I'll do another live stream to find out. Well, we'll theorycraft together exactly what's going on. But I've got a good picture in my head. I have a feeling that we're going to cause interdimensional fusion again, which caused that dungeon to appear. And it appeared in Garamald, no less. Or maybe we brought the key to Garamald and we activated it here. Or maybe we activated it on the moon. Maybe the Loporits tried to use it, or tried to help us to activate it, and all of a sudden we just did that. So, could be. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'm still... I'm still very sick, unfortunately. So, I need to go to the doctor tomorrow. But anyway, I appreciate you everybody turning up today. Hopefully we got some good ideas about what to expect from 7.5. But we'll get the rest of the information as it comes up. In terms of my next video, I'm not really sure what I'm going to be making, to be honest. I'm not going to make another theory video, I don't think, because we're very close to the next patch. And I've done my other theory crafting here, so maybe I'll do another stream before that. But I think I'm going to do a lore video before 7.5 launches. I just haven't really thought about exactly which one I'll do. But yeah, I'll start making another one now, I think, after this. But other than that, everybody enjoy your night, and everybody have a good one. And I'll see you towards the launch of 7.5 and also the news of the next expansion at FanFest.